Welcome to One Spot Attractions, where we pick one spot at a Disney resort and talk about it.
Come along with us on a thrill ride like Space Mountain.
Or relax with us on a boat ride through Small World.
We will have all your favorites covered.
So bring your faith and trust.
And we will supply the pixie dust.
And we're off to One Spot Attractions. Hello, everyone, and welcome to One Spot Attractions podcast. We're your hosts. My name is Shelly.
And I'm Christy.
And we're going to be taking you to one spot at the Disney parks every week. And we're just going to kind of talk about that one spot. But before we get to our one spot, there was a lot of news that was recently released, and we should probably talk about that. So this is August of 2024, and D23 wasn't that long ago, which is like the shareholders meeting type thing for Disney, where they tell about upcoming projects, how their year went, things like that. But there was a wonderful section on the parks in this that got a lot of people really excited and at the same time really sad. So we're going to dive into that with our first segment, which is called Goofy Gossip. What do you want to start with?
So at D23, with all the explosions of stuff that they announced that we're getting a Lightning McQueen ride. And that Lightning McQueen ride is also at Disneyland, California. I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same or not.
I hope it's not. I hope they change it some. Not that you're talking about Radiator Springs in California Adventure, which World has a version that came first called Test Track. And Radiator Springs is similar. There are some big differences, but for the most part, it's the same type of ride mechanism. And you get out on the big ride run where you can get up to some speeds. Test Track's currently down, so they may be looking at a totally different thing to bring that in identically, because one's been announced and the other one's down for a big, mysterious refurbishment.
Which they just announced more on Test Track just recently, too.
Oh, share.
So actually, it's going to be a mashup between World of Motion and Test Track. Yes. So basically what it's going to do, it's going to be a mixture of technology still. So you're still going to have your personal technology of, how they currently have you making your own car, testing out to see like how your car worked with whatever scene it was going through and whatever test it was going through. Well, they're still going to have you personalize the car, but it's going to be a different kind of personalization, but they didn't specify what kind of personalization. But the ride's going to go through basically how cars bring people out and like how people enjoy the drive. So that will be the scene through the woods that you've seen the concept art for, and that is the part where they're saying, get out and enjoy the drive.
See, and I had heard rumors, and of course this is total rumors because, everybody's got their own opinions and they make their own facts about Disney unless you get official. But yeah, I'd heard something about like the history of cars, and I'm like, yeah, my 8-year-old's not going to care, but this sounds much more like something that could be enjoyed by all generations. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So if that's going to be different when the Cars Land comes to Magic Kingdom, and this one's in Orlando, you think they're going to just take it exact from Radiator Springs then? They could.
It kind of sounds like that, but with a little bit of a different storyline.
Okay.
So, because the storyline in California Adventure, is it Adventure?
Yep,
it's in? Okay. I just didn't know if it was an adventure or land. But yeah, so that one, like you're actually going through a little bit of the storyline and then you end up racing the other car. Well, this one, it looks like and sounds like you're going off-roading. So
maybe we'll get some tractor tipping.
Yeah. So, and then it says you're going through the mountains, which is like the same, but it shows different cars. So it's not like your typical Lightning McQueen race car. It's like those off-road that you would see in like the Lightning McQueen shorts, if you've seen any of those. They
Okay.
have like the off-road cars, and it looks like it might be those cars from the concept art instead of the actual race cars.
And that would make sense in the location that they're putting it because Tom Sawyer's Island, the middle of the rivers of America there, they're going to be putting it somewhere. And that is a big section, but I can only assume they're going to be draining that lake or a good chunk of it to put it in there. So if they still kept it kind of wildernessy back, do you think you'll enter from like Fantasyland corner, or do you think that you'll enter from Frontierland? By that sound, it almost sounds like it might enter from Frontier.
I was gonna say probably Frontier.
This is going to be so exciting. I am really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this. Everything's speculation at this point with a few things that have been on concept art and stuff. But we're going to keep our ears on this one and see what is going to happen with Tom Sawyer. I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed that that's going.
And the riverboat.
Yeah, the riverboat's that's probably the one that's gonna hurt my heart the most, the Tom Sawyer Island as a whole, just because that's prime real estate in that park.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for
it'll
that.
be interesting to see how that all turns out and how that develops.
We have been suspicious of Disney's changes in the past, and for the most part, they always prove our suspicions completely irrelevant. Like, you don't need to worry. Disney's got your best interest at heart because your best interest is their best interest. So
yeah,
little trust, little faith, little trust.
Little pixie dust.
We'll be fine. Well, that can lead us into our one spot today. Okay, I'm going to let you do the intro of it because I might squeal. So go ahead and you do the intro.
So we're going to be talking about a ride that is literally going to be going extinct. And we are going to be talking and going to Dinosaur.
Yay!
I love that ride. It will be very sad when it goes, but honestly, it's not a very popular ride. On busy days, of course, it's popular. You know, we gotta update. Like, I was okay with the land, like itself, the carnival stuff going, but
oh yeah,
the ride itself, I was just like, no.
For you guys that are tuning in on this, our one spot today is the ride Dinosaur. This is at Animal Kingdom. We do not currently have a date. They think it's going to be sometime, they being the Disney community. Disney itself has not released an actual formal date, and they probably won't. They'll a rough estimation before they give a date, but they could. They've done both in the past. It is going to be being rethemed to the Tropicals Americas section of Animal Kingdom, which I see where they're going with their lands. The original concept for Animal Kingdom was to have animals from the past, the present, and imaginary. That was the original, like when it opened in 1998, they were looking at that, and you can still see a lot of remnants, like the dragon on the sign and stuff. That was supposed to be Beastland, and let me tell you, I have never been more disappointed than that not coming.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
So, but Dinoland USA is going to go extinct, and they're going to turn it into Tropical Americas, which means that it is my favorite ride. Like, out of all the Disney parks, that takes the top one spot for me. For many reasons, and I'm sure we'll talk about those. But this one is going to be rethemed into Indiana Jones somehow. We're told it's not going to be identical to Lands.
No, they said that it's actually gonna, and this might tie into the mythical part of Animal Kingdom, but they're saying that basically we're gonna run into something mystical in this ride. So it won't be identical, and it's nothing from like the movies.
Yeah, I had heard something about potentially Mayan, which would fit
It's
in
a
the
Mayan temple, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
where over in Disneyland there is a very similar attraction that's Indiana Jones themed over there. And with that one is like India based. And so it makes sense that they would want to try to bring it back to the Americas since it's going to be in tropical Americas. So that does make sense. So that's coming. We don't know a whole lot about it, but it's currently still Dinosaur. And so we're going to take this spot and talk about it in its current state, which I love. My gosh, do I love this attraction. I got to do this one in 98 when it opened. We were there. It opened with the park on Earth Day in 1998. And we were there, I believe, the beginning of October. And it was called Countdown to Extinction at the time. We got on this ride. I was 15. I was definitely old enough for what this ride was going to throw at me. But I love dinosaurs, and going through this attraction, have never felt so much like I am going to get eaten. I'm going to die before I get off this attraction because there are these huge dinosaurs, and there's a big scary, like, what is that called? The top predator. I don't even
Carnotaurus. The
what is it
Carnotaurus.
called when you're top apex predator. That's the Carnotaurus, and it's going to be chasing you. It looks like a angrier version of the T-Rex. If you don't know your dinosaurs, like I didn't at the time, but
Very spiky. Very spiky.
yeah, I love that animatronic and all of them. I think as you go in this, you're supposed to be going back in time to see the dinosaurs, but there's a paleontologist in the opening show that wants you to tag a dinosaur and bring it back with you. So once it got rethemed after 2000, when the movie Dinosaur came out, which if you guys are like, there's a movie called Dinosaur, yeah, there is. It's a decent movie. It was one of those first like full CGI for Disney, which when we put it in the DVD player the first time, it actually like glitched our DVD player. And I don't know if that was the technology on the disc or if our DVD player was on the Fritz at that time. But I remember my dad trying to get this DVD out. So I've only watched it like once or twice because it killed our DVD player.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't mix it up with The Good Dinosaur. We're talking about the movie Just Dinosaur.
Yes. Yeah, Dinosaur is different than The Good Dinosaur, but you're supposed to be collecting the main character from that movie once that movie came out and they were trying to do some good marketing on it. They switched it. I really enjoyed the name Countdown to Extinction. I wish they would have kept it there. For one, it kind of lays in. This is not I'm going to say this and then I'm going to give a disclaimer. It is not a take your 4-year-old on this attraction. And then at the same time, yes, I have taken my 4-year-olds both when they were both 4. They rode this attraction because
Guilty.
Yep. Yes. Because there is Disney initiation in our house and you will love Dinosaur.
Yeah, but see, like with my kids, I took them on and well, first it was my oldest when I took her on when I think she was 3 when I took her on.
If she was 40 inches, she was good to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she was actually 3 and she was so scared, but I was just whispering in her ear. I'm like, he's just trying to get our cookies. Don't let him come with us. He wants our cookies. So like, she was just like, what? This dinosaur wants our cookies?
He's angry.
So, if you can, do that to your child if they're scared.
Remember, I was an adult and I think I was 18 and my best friend was 17. And for my graduation present, my dad took the pair of us to Disney with my mom. I mean, she got to go too. And we got on this attraction and my friend Liz, who was my Disney go-to for a really long time, she and I were on this and there is one seat that we are both like, we're like, who's going to enter first? because there's one part of this attraction where the Carnotaurus comes out and it chases you, and you kind of, that back left-hand last row seat is probably like the first person who's going to be gone in your vehicle if that Carnotaur ever gets past, right? So she's like, nope, it's your turn. So I'm like, okay. And I get in and sit down. By the way, I'm 18. Okay, I'm not 4 like I put my child on. And we get past that section, and as we're kind of, your vehicle moves quick to get past this dinosaur chasing you, and Elizabeth reaches across me and like guards me, like just naturally, instinctively guards me. We get off and I'm like, thank you. Like, that was very telling that you were willing to save me. And she looks at me like so stoically and she goes, I did not want to live with survivor's guilt. We still laugh about that.
Well, this is a story that you told me and told my son the very first time he went on Dinosaur, because Shelly went on and lost her glasses, which she'll tell that story.
Elizabeth's glasses. Yeah, Liz lost her sunglasses.
They were it was Liz.
Her head.
Sorry.
And yes, memo, disclaimer, if you have a hat or glasses or Mickey ears, take them off and put them in the, because I mean, we're talking, 25 years later, and Elizabeth never got back her glasses. So,
well, I told my son it was Shelly's glasses. So I said, we gotta go on this ride, and we gotta get these glasses back from this dinosaur. I said, we gotta do it for Shelly. So this entire ride, this little 4-year-old boy is looking everywhere in this dinosaur for her glasses. And then we get off the ride, and I wasn't expecting this, but we get off the ride, and he was the saddest kid. And I'm like, what? Did you not like it? And I was like, did it scare you? And he's like, we didn't get Shelly's glasses. And I'm like, oh, geez.
Well, I appreciate that so much, though.
But every time we go on that ride now, even to this day, he's now 8, and he still is like, Mom, we still haven't found her glasses.
That is a family joke in our house too. When we took both of them on it, the first time, Ella, my daughter, she went on it at 4. Elizabeth was with us. And so we're like, we're taking Ella on this attraction. And Ella's like, yeah, I'm going. Like, you have to like it. If you get off of this and you are upset, we're never bringing you back to Disney. By the way, this is bad parenting. Don't do this. So we get on this ride and we put her between us. We didn't put her in the suicide seat, right? We put her between us. And we're on this ride and we're like, wave to the rapture, wave to the Carnotaur. And we used to take these little plastic dinosaurs to Disney with us and got pictures, like perspective pictures with these toy dinosaurs. So we've got this, like, when we're going to tell you when to hold your dinosaur up for the picture and stuff. So she was busy the whole time with our like commands, wave to the dinosaur, grab the glasses from the Carnotaur. He's still trying to give them back to us, and this vehicle will not go down and let him do that. So we got off this ride, right? And she's been totally frazzled because between us barking commands to seriously just entertain ourselves and maybe distract her from the fact that these were very realistic dinosaurs. From you parents out there that don't know, YouTube this one before you put anybody on it that I would say is younger than 8. If you're going to put a younger than 8, give them a heads up. If it's an 8-year-old, make sure they read the warnings before you go on this. So we get off this ride and Liz and I are just on cloud 9 and we're just like, yeah, this is awesome. And we look at Ella and we're like, did you love that ride? And in her little 4-year-old voice, she goes, okay. To this day, she does love this ride and everything, but maybe 4 was a little young. We did the same thing with my son too. We did take him on at 4 as well, so we didn't learn, but we're 2 for 2. So
like bad parenting over here, but at least my son wasn't like totally scared. He was just too busy looking for glasses. Elena, on the other hand, she's scarred. Because she's like, nope, I don't want to go back on that ride. She's even now, but my daughter, she has really bad anxiety, but she to this day was like, I don't want to go on that ride. So she won't go on that ride unless I force her on that
Well,
ride.
it's very dark, and they do that for two reasons. One, obviously, it's nighttime in the dinosaur times, the prehistoric times.
Yes.
Then it's also it's loud because they have a lot of outside noise, and your vehicle itself is also loud. And then you've got a paleontologist kind of screaming over the top of all of this noise. So there is a lot of noise. So if you have a noise sensitive, if you have a darkness is not okay. And these are not your Barney dinosaurs. These are real looking animatronics that will chase you. So
And
just,
an animatronic that's, looking at another dinosaur's tonsils. So if they're sensitive to that.
yeah, yeah. Have you had your crocodilian today?
Yep.
This attraction used to, well, most of Animal Kingdom actually was sponsored by McDonald's, but Dinosaur itself had these, when it was Countdown to Extinction, had these amazing posters that used to have like cute little McDonald's type sayings on them and pictures. And one of them is that dinosaur eating the other crocodilian. It looks like an alligator sticking out. And it says, "Have you had your crocodilian today?" I don't know. That one always got us.
I don't know why, but I love going past that animatronic with my kids because I just go, oh man, he's choking again.
He's been choking a long time. Nobody would go give that poor dinosaur time now.
He's
The
doing
other
pretty
one,
good for himself though.
I heard this. Okay, now the first time I was on this, I was 15, so I had pretty decent memory. But I swear, when you first go in and there's these cute, like, Brontosaurus type dinosaurs, before they kind of, I swear one of them did that's like belch type sound. And then the time rover would go over a bump. And that's when the paleontologist goes, whoopsie. And I don't remember that happening. So I don't know if that was totally in like my imagination or if I heard a weird sound effect in the background, but I don't hear it anymore. And so,
I'm like,
yeah,
I was on that ride. I was actually there around the same time you were, like in 1998 in
I'm kind of
October. So
reading
it's like,
attention. I'm going to
yeah,
look at
we
that
could have been
picture.
there together.
Are you in the picture with me? How funny would that be?
I know, because that was my second Disney trip there was October of 1998. So we could
Oh
we
my
could have
gosh.
been there together.
We could have. Wow, that would be, I know it's a small world after all, right? Like, so that's very possible, but wow, that's kind of brings everything kind of around, doesn't it?
Yeah,
There's some
I think
things
it would
that,
be hilarious.
because this was my favorite attraction, like I loved looking stuff up on it. And there was this great book, and I wish I could remember what the title is. One of our listeners might know, and I could probably look it up eventually. But it was written by a cast member that was a janitor, like a maintenance staff type thing. And he was talking about this attraction and the Indiana Jones attraction at Land, and how this attraction is kind of a mechanical nightmare because those time rovers, the vehicles, they're oil based. And so every now and
Mm,
then they kind of have
yeah.
like an oil spill, and they have to do this like extremely elaborate cleanup every single time one of those vehicles does that. I don't know if this is still true. Disney's very good at changing things if it's a continued problem, but there is like this great book out there that talks about the maintenance of this attraction, and it sounds like it's a high maintenance attraction.
Well, shout out to all the cast members who work on it and keep it going.
Yes, it is. And thank you guys for taking care of my baby for a really long time because I love this attraction, and I know it's kind of scary. Liz and I joked about getting post-it notes at that time, and on the warning sign, right, like, no, they're serious, because it's like, if you're scared of spaces, and there are scary dinosaurs, there's all of these like trigger words on the sign.
I
And
mean, the warnings are like the whole way up there. Like, they're posted like on the two pillars before you even walk up there, and then there's like a bigger one before you actually get in the line.
Yeah, yeah. If you see that many warnings, this is the type of attraction you should be briefing your child on before you take them on.
And you don't really see those kind of warnings for any other Disney ride except for that one.
Not anymore, not since Alien Encounter.
Right.
Which is we'll
Yeah.
probably cover
Yeah.
another time. So, but it's a great attraction. It's a fun attraction. I laugh all the way through it. There's so many great lines from this. Like to this day, anytime something's chaotic, what's the first thing that pops into your mind, Kirsty? Because I bet it's the same as mine.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. I say it
Exactly.
all the time. I say it all the time.
All the time.
I even have a
Where I will go
sticker
left,
that say
right,
that.
left.
Left, right.
There's just
Or
some.
like even the pre-show. Oh yes, access denied. And then she walks away. Well, I got in. Oh my gosh. It's just that stuff, it's just priceless. It really is.
It's such a good attraction. At the end, when the pterodactyl comes down and it's like, incoming! That's another one all the time. I can't say incoming anymore without doing it with that type of like expression.
I kind of wish I had the puppet where he's like, hello.
But you sell them. You do sell them
Hello.
because they're smart. Yeah, do this attraction. Brief your children, don't scar them for life, but do this attraction before it's gone because it's totally worth it. So.
And from what I hear, and don't quote me on this, you probably still have maybe a year before they even touch it because they're going to work on like the Tree of Life first.
Yeah, this is a really big project for Animal Kingdom. It sounds like the Imagineers have moved onto this park property pretty much with like
We got Joe Rohde back. That's all that matters to me because this Animal Kingdom is his baby. That's his baby. And I'm glad he's back from retirement so that he can help with this.
Yes. He's a wonderful, wonderful that has yet to steer us wrong. So here's the trust. We trust. So yes, it will
and I'm sure he came back because this is his baby.
Yeah. So, well, we're going to go into our final segment, which is our TTFN trivia. This is going to be 5 questions about the attraction. We may have talked about them. We may not have. So some of you guys out there that are Disney experts might be able to get this. If you don't worry. We might not have talked about it, but it's worth your time to look up the history of this attraction and stuff because it really is one of the most fun ones out there. So this is totally my opinion, but I love this attraction. So are you ready, Kirsty? I bet you can do these. Number 1. Where is the hidden Mickey on Dinosaur?
Okay, if you don't know where the hidden Mickey is, so right after you do your seatbelt check, you go around the corner before you head back in time on the time machine. And to the left, there's a whiteboard. And on the whiteboard has a bunch of written stuff. And on the very bottom left, there is a hidden Mickey drawn on the bottom corner of the whiteboard.
I didn't know that one. I don't chase hidden Mickeys, and I know that's a really fun game, and I need to take one of my vacations and prioritize that. So, yeah, the first time you and I go together, let's look for hidden Mickeys because you can educate me on that. Because I would.
Oh, I'm always looking for hidden Mickeys, always.
Yeah.
And I have a book.
Number 2, this is my favorite piece of trivia from Dinosaur ever. When you are in the queue and you get into the loading area, if you look up, there are 3 pipes that go across the ceiling and down, and their colors are white, red, and yellow. And on them is a scientific formula. If you were to look up what the scientific formula is and you put it together, what do those formulas create?
Well, the sponsor was McDonald's, so it's the condiments, ketchup, mustard, and mayo.
I love that. I think that is so
I'm glad that it's still there.
I do
for now.
too. I hope they kind of keep that somewhere. Sometimes they'll do that when they change an attraction out. They'll keep a couple like
Easter eggs.
Callbacks, yeah. That would be a fun one that really could work with anything. You know, you could make that work. Okay, so we talked about this one, but who was the original sponsor? Because that was kind of a big part of this attraction.
McDonald's.
Yeah, they sponsored a lot. You used to actually just be able to go up and just get fries at different little concession stands. They didn't sell anything else. It was just fries. So they were very fast places to get food. Or we talked about this a million times, so you weren't listening if you don't get this one. What was the original name of this attraction?
Countdown to Extinction.
Yes, it was. And I think that was such a fitting name. That's one thing I wish they would not have changed, just because I think it kind of screamed a little bit more, this is not your Barney attraction. And number 5, because this attraction takes place, well, they kind of rethemed it a little bit to go with the movie Dinosaur. You're trying to tag an iguanodon. The iguanodon is in the movie Dinosaur. What is his name?
Oh, I know you told me and I forgot already.
And I had to look it up because that's how many times I've watched this movie because our DVD player broke on this one. His name is Aladar, and he's a great character. Very kind, kind of the smart character in there. He kind of knows things. So he's a great mascot for this attraction, but he was not original to it. So that is what we have for our one spot today. Next week, we're going to do another attraction, another spot. We'll talk about more gossip. We'll do more trivia. So continue to join us. This is new for us. This is our very first episode.
Yeah, and I'm having fun with it. And
yeah, this is something that Christy and we've been talking about this for a really long time. So it's been our brain baby for a while that we wanted to do a one spot because we can talk about a single spot at Disney for hours. And we're like, we need to share this with people who also like, you know, getting their Disney endorphins from just hearing Disney words.
Yeah, and join the conversation with us.
Yes, please do. We've got an entire brand rolling as far as Christy is in Orlando. So she's got these fantastic videos on YouTube of attractions. She's starting some live videos. We're looking for a blog. That's step 4. So the videos are up, the walkthroughs are going, the podcast is starting to move. There is a Facebook page to lead you on all of this. And the blog, you know, that'll be our next endeavor to get it up and moving.
David already has it up and going, and he already has a follower on there.
Yay, it's starting. My gosh, yes. Christy, it's starting.
So it's already up and going. If you want to see us live in Disney World, because that's where I'm located in Florida, Orlando. So if you want to see that, you gotta subscribe to the YouTube channel because I can't go live until I have 50 subscribers. And I just literally found that out because I tried going live and they were like, just kidding, you can't. You don't have enough. And because I'm just starting out, of course I don't have 50 subscribers yet. So if you want to see us go live,
which you do.
Yeah, so and hopefully Shelly can join us on the lives as well.
Yes,
join us in the chats.
I'm in Wisconsin, so I'm kind of between the parks. I will head out to California and see Disneyland and California Adventure, and then of course I'm going down to Orlando to visit Christy and do all of that. So you'll be seeing my face occasionally, but she's going to be your main face for lives because she is on property pretty much.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us.
I don't know how to end these yet. So.
You talked about something before, and I love it. You had said something about...
Thanks for watching Attractioneers.
Yes, the Attractioneers. And you said, remember, share the magic.
Oh, yes. Share the magic. Yeah.
Yeah. Get out there and do that. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.